Suddenly, the gates opened. And they walked onto the streets paved with gold. As they walked, they caught a whiff of the rich heavenly food which was laid out for them, and followed their noses in the direction of the aroma. In the twinkling of an eye, they found themselves in front of a giant table with every kind of food imaginable laid out on it. There was egusi, puff-puff, akara, jollof rice, dodo, moi elememeje, and lots more. Then suddenly, an invisible voice spoke.
Welcome to heaven. We are happy to have you here. You may approach the table and eat to your heart's content.
But before the birds could get near the table, Ajapa stopped them and said,
Wait! Dear host, who may approach the table?
All of you.
The voice boomed.
Did you hear that, birds?
Ajapa announced victoriously.
Only all of you may approach the table.
This was his plan all along, to eat all the food before the birds had a chance to get anywhere near the table. The birds were so shocked. They couldn't believe their ears or their eyes. They watched sadly as Ajapa approached the table and started eating up the food. He started eating from one end of the table and ate and ate and ate. He ate for hours non-stop until he got to the other end of the long, massive table. When he finally stopped, his body became so big he could hardly move. He turned slowly to the birds and said,
You may eat now.
By this time, the birds were so angry and hungry. Watching Ajapa eat the delicious food and lick his fingers had made them hungrier. Their mouths were watering and their tongues were now hanging out. They all rushed to the table, but all they found were crumbs. They ate up all the crumbs quickly. When they finished, they were still hungry and very angry with Ajapa for tricking them. They decided among themselves to take away the feathers from Ajapa and leave him to his own devices.
But you can't do this to me. How will I get back home without wings?
That's your own business.
The birds replied angrily.
We were kind to you,
And brought you along to the feast
but you were so greedy and cheated us and ate all the food.
And with that, they flew off. Aiyekoto was the last to leave. Ajapa pulled him to the side, took some mangoes out of his shell, and said,
Aiyekoto, I'll give you a bucket load of these mangoes if you help me to get back to Earth.
Aiyekoto thought to himself,
Let me hear what Ajapa has to say. Maybe I can take revenge on behalf of all the birds.
So he turned to Ajapa and said,
How can I help you?
Please, go to my house and tell my wife, Yoribo, to take out all the soft things and lay them in the front yard so that I can jump down from heaven and land on them. That way, I won't hurt myself.
Ajapa pleaded. Aiyekoto took the mangoes out of Ajapa's hands, and with a glint in his eye, he took off.